DJ and PK, it is time for Hot Takes or Toast. And the question of the morning, Texas Tech's injury report lists 14 players. Utah's injury report lists 4 players. What gives? Raising eyebrows, PK.
Well, just a healthy group of people.
That is what Ryan says. I guess Texas Tech has more injured players. Shane says it's King Kyle at his best. He thinks the league should just bow down to him. Did he release a depth chart, or is that still beneath him?
It's beneath him.
DC Johnson, Shane, they've only got 4 injured players, LOL, but you keep doing you, boo-boo.
And the other one says 14? That's
Yep.
just a rash of injuries?
Yeah, I mean, you could say that, but when they're listing them as probable, I don't know if you should even consider an injury. I mean, they're on the report, but if they're probable in a game of this magnitude, I assume they're playing.
Well, that's the way you're supposed to do it, though.
Yeah.
They're adhering to the rules.
Yes.
Utah.
No probables, no questionables, no doubtful. 4 guys are out.
4 guys out. The rest of it, don't worry about it.
And 2 of them are out for the season. Like we already knew Rabbit Evans was out for the season. And
Right.
Baker and Zipper are out for the season.
Right.
Josh Sovereign and Isaiah Garcia, safety and offensive lineman, are the other 2 guys on the report.
I wish them nothing but the best health in their long road to recovery.
That a kid. Logan Fano, who left the Wyoming game,
He did?
not on the report, and Dallas Vakalahi, not
He
on the report.
left the game?
Played 12 snaps. Vakalahi has missed the last 2 games. Now, you could say,
Isn't that
well,
what
he
they
was
have
pretty healthy, but maybe they're just...
Don't they have that at the end of May, at the end of school,
don't
the
need-
baccalaureate?
That's not the same word.
Oh. Wow, you should have seen that goal. Would it have made any difference if it was 28?
Yes, it would have. It would have been
Okay.
totally different.
Wow.
Wow. Although they lost 4-1, so... And what does that change ultimately?
I don't know, ingratiate you more with the club. That's important.
Yeah.
This is Kyle, still doing his thing.
Putting it all on the trainers.
I wonder why he has decided to go down that Rabbit Evans hole.
What's the difference if you list Fano as probable or not?
I mean, he's been playing these games for years,
years.
and how much did it help last year?
It did not.
So, right.
If you're down to your 5th quarterback,
I don't know why he wants to draw the line on this thing and why it gets under his skin. I find it amusing.
they could put Fano on as probable, and everyone assumes he's playing.
But he's making a point.
Yeah.
This is his Steve Kerr, Greg Popovich. I've won, therefore I have the right to say whatever I want.
No, I don't want to do this.
Right.
So we'll give him something, but we're not giving him everything.
Right. So if he was in his first or second year or...
I think the injury report under Morgan Scalley would be a little more detailed and expansive.
Yeah, you have no credibility as a head coach. You got to play by the rules. I mean, what's the point of having leverage if you don't use it, right?
And if he gets a call from the league, he's just going to say, there's no probable to Fano. He's playing.
Well, no, he's going to say, talk to the trainer.
Well, he has said that to the media already.
That's
yeah.
so why?
Which, of course, the trainers have been off limits for so long. Who gets to talk to a trainer?
I only know what they
Yeah.
tell me. He's going to adroitly pass the buck.
To someone who's not available to the media.
Wait, that's up to somebody else. Does he decide whether the trainer is allowed to speak or not? I don't know how that
Back
works.
to your point about winning, I think he could. I think if Kyle decides to weigh in on something because he's A, the football coach, and B, the football coach who's won a lot, and C, won a lot for a long time, yeah, I think his opinion matters. Carries weight.
On this?
On anything.
On this?
If he wanted the trainer to talk, I'll bet the trainer could talk.
Oh, I know the trainer can talk.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I am absolutely 100% positive that Dr. Petron can talk.
Well, we've had him on this very show.
We have. And what happened the
And
last
guess
time
what
we
happened
asked to
with
have him
that?
on? How'd that work out?
I've golfed with him.
They had a kid.
There is a provision now in every one of their releases that team doctors need to go through the proper channels to get.
I'm positive
and when
he
you
can
do that,
talk.
you'll get told
and
no.
he can play golf too. He's a good golfer.
Good.
So he's able to talk. I don't understand why this is a big deal. But he's got the leverage. Isn't this is the same thing as Kerr and Popovich, is it not?
You're right. All coaches have won, and all coaches have won for a long time.
Yeah. If you win doesn't mean you have to weigh in. I mean, Kerr managed to tell us what he thought just about on everything, as long as it went a certain way. I mean, the thing that happened here recently, it was involved, and he got nothing to say. I mean, but it didn't fit what he's looking for. So, I mean, that's the way of the world. Dennis Rodman didn't wear a wedding dress when he was trying to make the team.
Good move.
Right.
After a few 20 rebound games,
Yeah.
go shopping for veils.
And he became.
Is it too detailed?
Do you think he actually went to the I don't know, they have wedding gown stores?
They must.
Oh, they do.
Try a few on?
There's an entire reality series called "Say Yes to the Dress" that exists. So
I was going to say go to the mall, but does anybody go to the mall anymore?
Well, that was 20 years ago. They were still going to the mall then.
I don't know. Do you shop for wedding dresses online? Yeah. Is that the way that works? And then the Amazon shows up at your door. Here's a wedding dress. And they put it in a package on your doorstep and take a picture.
I don't see how that would work. I think they need fittings and all that kind of stuff or something. I don't know.
So he's decided that this is going to be a big issue for him. I'm entertained by it. I'm glad he does it.
There is no probable and doubtful. This is
right.
Texas Tech.
Right.
Everybody will have a helmet, and everybody's standing on the sideline ready to have their name called.
Yeah. And clearly that's not going to be the case. But, I mean, what's the consequence?
Eventually, the league could fine him, I guess. But I don't know who wants to spend a lot of time doing that. Maybe they have to if other schools start complaining. I mean, this week you can pretty much say, oh, nobody was really hurt. We were holding them out. We were going to win those games by a lot. Everybody's healthy, and everybody's going to play. Period. End of story. No probable.
Okay, but
there's a lot.
Couldn't Texas Tech do the same thing?
They could. Because don't we all look at that and assume in a game of this magnitude, if you're listed as probable, oh, you're ready to go.
Well, I think any conference game. This game has no more magnitude than next week against West Virginia. In terms of the standings, I realize the hoopla around it is way bigger, but as Majerus would always say, until they start counting 2-for-1s, they're all the same. So, if you got to November and it was a winner-take-all, that's another story. But we're not there, so I don't see the magnitude of it. I don't know that there's any team. That's the great thing about the Big 12, and I think they need to keep continuing to push that as much as possible, that there is no game in which if you wanted to keep out key players, you can get by. Going into it. Maybe as the game unfolds, it ends up being that way, but on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you don't know that. And in the Mountain West, you most definitely knew that when they were there.
Don't need you for the New Mexico game.
No, that's
got it covered.
Right. And so they were able to do that. And that's the great thing. The Big 12, I don't believe you can do that. I don't think that there's any game you can go into and say, absolutely, we are confident and this list of players can sit out and nurse a nagging injury. Not a severe one where obviously you can't play, but a nagging one that could be aggravated. And then you've got TCU next week. Something along those lines. Those, it seemed like towards the end of the Mountain West, it was BYU, TCU, and Utah. And other than that, it was rare that those teams lost to any other teams. And it came down to that little round robin of those three at that time. Here, I just don't see it.
Not at this point in the season. Maybe somebody will have injuries and let go of
things
the
wear
rope.
down.
Yeah, later in the year.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State got blown out multiple times at the end of last season.
So did Utah.
Yeah.
Maybe not multiple times, but I was there in Colorado.
Yeah, that one without question.
They got smoked. So as far as I expect everybody who can play, whether I don't know how they determine questionable, probable, and all these other things. I understand what Yormark is trying to do, but if you don't have buy-in, then it doesn't work. This is the NBA All-Star Game version of the injury report. It becomes a joke, then it becomes useless and non-important. And that's what the NBA All-Star Game has become as they try to figure out. They've already decided what they're going to do for the 26 All-Star Game, but I'm extremely intrigued when that fails what they do for the 27 All-Star Game.
Interesting format. I wonder what the next one will be.
Right. Right. Have a different format every year. Do a different format every year for 10 years and then see what you have. What looked good for you? Was it in 26? Was it in 29? And take the best of the formats and discard the rest. And so it's the same thing here. If you don't have buy-in, then it becomes useless. But who wants to go ahead and whine about it? As far as Joey McGuire, if he starts whining about Utah's injury report or lack thereof, he's got no time or patience for that. But then it becomes useless, and then it just dies or nobody pays attention to it. So this is a perilous moment for the injury report in the Big 12.
Some coaches, maybe not Kyle, but some coaches got tired of gamblers pestering everyone in the program for info, and Sarkisian made it clear he'd rather have it out. So I assume I haven't seen theirs. Yeah, I know, and it's Texas, and there's way more eyes on that program, right. So maybe there's way more going on there.
I wouldn't compare that to.
Yeah,
and
But how many teams in the and is that because it's the University of Texas, or is that just football in Texas and at Texas Tech, Baylor, Houston?
I think it's around the world, but certainly
TCU.
Texas. I mean, yeah. I just don't know that, no offense to either of these guys, the receiver dude, how many passes did he catch, and Rabbit Evans are going to change the outcome of the game.
And they're out for the season, so those are ones he's always been willing to give up. He'll put that on there.
Well, yeah.
See, look, I did it.
I mean, Dillingham was talking about their best defensive back. Their all-conference guy is going to be out for several weeks. That's a major blow. But other than that, how many of these gamblers know, Logan Fano only played 12 plays. He may be a little banged up. Now, if it's a quarterback, well, then that's another story.
Right.
So I don't know how much these injury reports really affect the gambling. Is gambling, and what's the difference there? I mean, it's not like gambling is going to take a hit or go away because of an injury report. If you're uncertain about betting on game A, well, then you just take that money and bet on game B. So the same amount of money is going to be laid down every week.
And I don't know inside the Texas program, although Sark is the one who's publicly advocated for this, when someone is questionable or doubtful or probable or whatever, are gamblers still trying to find out what does that mean? Has it stopped the phone calls or has it slowed them down inside the Texas program? I
have a hard time believing that the players are being besieged by Vinny No-Neck.
Well, Sark's point was that Vinny No-Neck was also calling equipment people and managers.
And I have a hard time believing they're being besieged.
Why else would he care about an injury report? Because he comes back to coaches have a lot of stuff to worry about.
Because it's something to complain about. He stood there, and the person on the television was going to tell him when to run out on the field, and he screamed at him, "Don't touch me," and made a big stink about it because they got power. And if you have power and don't use it, what's the point of having power? That's why he did that. Why scream at a schmo who's got a headset on and
is
telling
waiting
them
to be told, hey, Okay,
Right.
have him run now.
Right. But I've got the power, and you touched me. How dare you do that? And I'm on edge because I'm about to go into a game. So my nerves are heightened and all that stuff. And so you touched me, and I guarantee you, if it was the grad assistant, he wouldn't have yelled at the guy. It goes back to power. Power and money. If you have both of them, you don't take anything from anybody, ever. You're the one who dishes it out. So this power play that the U chooses to exhibit, I find it highly entertaining. It's needless. They could have put 50 guys on there, and who cares?
Yeah. All the guys who did get dinged up and held out, or were held out so they didn't get dinged up, they could just list them as probable.
Yeah. And so
Which is
Dillingham
probably
has
what
an
comes
extensive
next.
list
Yeah.
because he's got no street cred.
Give him a couple more conference titles.
Well,
We'll see if
yes,
the list changes.
absolutely. Yeah. If he has 5 by the time he's 40, then absolutely. He can put Bozo the Clown on that list if he so desires. And nobody's going to bat an eyelash. And nor would Yormark or whoever is the conference commissioner or whatever form of conferences they have at that point, because you want that person to be there if he's bringing your conference glory. And Utah hasn't brought the conference glory yet, but they will. Could be as soon as this season. Does anybody think they're going to go between now and 10 years, they're going to go every year without winning? I don't think so. They got as good a chance as anybody to win it right now. So you don't want to rock the boat there. And then you create a story, a negative story. These people are so, averse to negative stories. They want to spin everything positive. Why? Because money's at stake.
They think that'll make more people show up.
Yeah.
Although people do embrace the negative.
Has Yormark ever said anything negative about his conference?
It's awesome.
Everything is positive. And all the people who stand to benefit from the conference doing well, and then their paychecks are continuing to come and grow, they do nothing but praise him. That's the way it works. And it'll continue to work that way. Don't we all get that? Don't we all see that in the current world in which we live? Which side of the aisle you're on? Well, I'm on this side, so I got to present it positively. Why? So this side can make more money. Or in the case of this stupid politics, so ding-dongs would vote for this side. And if you get on that train, so to speak, then that's what you do. I choose to be off of it, and whether there's 0 people on the list or there's 50 people on the list, what difference does it make once that ball is in the air on Saturday? But I do find it entertaining that they want to make it an issue.
It'll make the difference in whether Logan Fano runs out there, and everybody thinks Logan Fano's going to run out there.
Logan Fano?
Yes.
He'll make the difference? I love me Logan Fano.
All right. Let's go.
I did not even know that he came out after 12 plays on Saturday.
There you go.
I did not know. And I watched the whole game. How'd you know that? Did they say it?
The Deseret News has a story on it.
Oh. And they counted the plays?
Apparently, yes.
Nice.
Yes.
That's my in-depth reporting.
See, there you
You notice
go.
you didn't go to any TV website.
Did not.
No, you
Shout
go to the
out.
hardcore.
Shout out to Joe Coles. Way to go, Joe.
Joe, don't call me Bimbo Coles.
Famous Coles. Go. Or famous Joes, either one.
I eat at Joe's.
Ooh.
But yeah, I assume he'll play, and he'll have a significant, or potentially have a significant impact. You never know how games are going to play out. But obviously he's a player, and you want him there for literally as many plays as he could possibly play because he's that good. Sure, I understand that. But I honestly did not know that it was only 12 plays and that something potentially could have been wrong. Was it just they just took him out because they knew they didn't have to worry about playing him, or they have some
Wouldn't
type
surprise me. I mean, they've got some depth at that position, and the defense is playing great. So And whether they decided it all at once or just a series at a time, I don't know.
Doesn't everybody say they have depth at every position except quarterback?
Yeah, I guess the question is, do you buy it? Not always, because sometimes you do hear coaches say, we've really got to get the twos ready. That was Kyle's thing for a while with the offensive line. How's the offensive line? It's great, but we really got to get the twos ready. So I guess you can apply at that point
Well, that means they're not good enough
Yeah.
at that point in time,
Right.
but most likely they will be when it's their turn. I mean, that's the way the U of U and a lot of programs work. And that's what makes this thing up at for the University of Utah, their football program. That's what makes it so impressive is that kids come and go, whether it's eligibility or transfer. They haven't been, I don't think they've been crushed by kids leaving. They've had a few, obviously, that we understand that. But I wouldn't label their program as one that the transfer portal of kids leaving has become a significant problem. It's a problem, but it's no more a problem than anywhere or everywhere. But what they do so well, to the point where it's a marvel. Wondering how do they do it? How do they just replace fill in the blank whomever, and then they put in another group comes along. They've been doing this with linebackers. It seems like 10 years now, and they've been putting guys into the NFL for so long. Who's the latest? I'm to the point, DJ, that if they are caught short, that's the surprise. Not that they've got this group or that group playing well. That's what's amazing to me.
I think that's why the backup quarterbacks
that
leaving are such a big deal because it creates a void that they don't normally have, and it creates it at the most important position.
I think a lot of schools have it now more than ever, though.
Yes.
But all the other positions where you need numbers, the U of U seems to have numbers year after year, and I'm so impressed by that.
And I've listened to former quarterbacks talk, and a bunch of them have said it now, that the quarterback play is suffering because quarterbacks, more than anyone, need continuity, and they're not getting it. And if they stay put, coaches are moving. If they move, then obviously they're going to, well, not always, but most of the time if they move, they're going to be working with new coaches. Obviously what the Utes have, they're benefiting from the fact, well, the offensive coordinator and the coach are both new, but because they worked together last year, you got a quarterback making a lot of good decisions.
How does that compare? I mean,
to what?
A coach is leaving now? Is it more of an academic than it was before?
No, it just goes to between the players transferring, the coaches moving. How many players get to play in the same system?
Well, sure, but if a player
2-3
transfers, don't complain about lack of continuity.
Right, but what the former quarterbacks are saying is it's stunting these guys' development, and you just got to go through the hard times.
But standing on a sideline and not playing stunts it even more. You're chasing a dream.
Well, I think that's
Most
their
of the
point
time,
is that it stunts the dream, but moving stunts it even more.
They got such a finite time. I get it. It doesn't always work out. In a lot of cases, it doesn't work out. But they're chasing a dream, and staying there isn't any guarantee that the dream will happen, nor is it going to school wherever. But yet, that's the situation because when we were in high school, they had 4 stars or whatever, and they went to the elite camp, and they get in panic mode. I'm not going to make the NFL unless I do this. Yeah, it's an epidemic at that position, and we see it all the time, literally every single year.
And Arch Manning's a high-profile example, and he's a guy who is staying put, but if it doesn't pay off for him, then that just reinforces the message, take off.
Gotta go.
Gotta go, right. DJ PK, we gotta go. It's 97.5 The Zone.